There are moments in life when the noise of the world seems overwhelming, where the voices of expectations, judgments, and demands press upon us, asking us to conform, to be something others want us to be. In such times, we might feel a deep yearning to disappear, not in the literal sense, but from the shackles of the self that no longer serves our true essence. Disappearing and transforming oneself is a journey that doesn't involve escaping the world or abandoning responsibilities. Rather, it is an act of shedding layers that have been gathered over time. It is about retreating into silence and emerging anew, like a lotus blooming from the depths. This story begins with a person seeking inner peace who hears of a mysterious path towards self-discovery. The journey that unfolds is not one of physical adventure but of quiet, internal transformation. With each step, teachings rooted in Zen and Buddhist philosophy come to life, guiding the seeker to gradually disappear from the surface-level distractions and delve into the authentic self, only to emerge transformed and free. The call to silence. In a simple setting, away from the bustling noise, our protagonist sat quietly, feeling the weight of a life lived for others' approval. The noise of obligations, goals, and ambitions had grown so loud that the simple joy of existing seemed lost. It was then that they encountered an old saying, "In silence, all things return to their true form." The call to silence isn't merely the absence of words, it is the absence of judgment, of the endless narration we create to define who we think we are. Silence in the Zen and Buddhist perspective is a mirror. When we look into it, we begin to see our reflection clearly. This is where transformation begins. The protagonist began with a single commitment, to spend time each day in silence, allowing their mind to settle and their heart to open, the power of letting go. As the silence grew deeper, thoughts and memories arose. Some were joyful, while others stirred discomfort. Zen teachings say that transformation often requires us to let go, yet letting go is one of the hardest things to achieve. The protagonist realized that they had built a fortress of self around the identities they held: the achiever, the responsible one, the friend who never says no. The teachings emphasized that letting go is an act of courage. Just as a tree sheds leaves in autumn to make room for new growth, we too must let go of our labels and roles to rediscover our essence. Slowly, they practiced releasing the need to cling to their identity, opening a door to self-forgiveness and compassion, embracing impermanence. As weeks passed, another layer of the journey was revealed. Zen and Buddhist philosophy teach the concept of impermanence, that everything we experience, from emotions to relationships, is in constant flux. Embracing impermanence means understanding that who we are today will not be who we are tomorrow. It is an invitation to be flexible, to adapt, and to release the fear of change. The protagonist began to see that even their deepest thoughts and beliefs were not permanent. By recognizing the fleeting nature of their internal states, they learned to be less attached to passing emotions. Instead of resisting the process of disappearing, they embraced it. Each thought that came up was no longer clung to but allowed to pass, like clouds drifting across the sky, surrendering to the present. The journey deepened as the protagonist learned to surrender fully to the present moment. They realized that transformation is not about reaching a future self, it's about aligning fully with the present. In Buddhist philosophy, this is known as mindfulness, a complete, unshakable awareness of now. Through daily practice, they immersed themselves in whatever they were doing, be it washing a cup, walking along a quiet path, or listening to the rustle of leaves. The present moment became a sanctuary, and the idea of needing to disappear shifted from an escape to an act of merging fully with the here and now. In this merging, the self dissolved into presence, leaving only pure awareness, facing the shadows. Transformation, however, isn't just about finding peace. It's about confronting the parts of oneself that have been buried. The protagonist faced their shadows, insecurities, fears, and past pain. In Buddhism, facing one's shadow is an essential part of the journey toward enlightenment. It is said that the lotus flower grows only in muddy waters, signifying that beauty arises from struggle. The protagonist confronted past memories they had avoided, allowing each painful thought to surface. They learned not to resist or judge these feelings, but to witness them with compassion. As they faced these shadows, the emotional weight lessened. They discovered that in acknowledging pain, rather than suppressing it, they could heal, the wisdom of emptiness. As the days turned into months, the teachings led to an even deeper realization, that of emptiness, a central concept in Buddhism. Emptiness, or sunyata, does not imply nothingness but an absence of fixed identity. Just as a river takes on many forms as it flows, our essence is fluid and boundless. The protagonist came to understand that every role, every label, and every thought was merely a passing form, like waves on the surface of the ocean. In moments of meditation, they felt an inner vastness, a boundless awareness that was beyond words or description. They were no longer bound by the limitations of who they thought they were. This experience of emptiness brought profound freedom and joy. Returning as the true self. Through embracing silence, letting go, accepting impermanence, surrendering to the present, facing shadows, and realizing emptiness, the protagonist reached a state of transformation. In Zen, the final stage of self-discovery is returning to the world, but not as one had been before. This return is marked by authenticity and clarity. They no longer felt the need to disappear. Instead, they reappeared in the world with a quiet strength. Their transformation was complete, not because they had escaped, but because they had uncovered a self that was beyond all definitions. They returned, not as the person bound by others' expectations but as someone who walked in alignment with their true nature. Living the transformed life. Transformation is not an end, but a way of being. The protagonist's life became a practice of Zen, finding contentment in each moment, speaking with kindness, and acting from a place of wisdom. They found joy in the smallest of tasks and peace in the midst of chaos. They had truly disappeared from the grasp of the superficial self, yet had emerged as someone deeply connected, grounded, and free. Embracing the path of non-attachment. As the protagonist moved forward, they encountered a central teaching of Buddhist philosophy, non-attachment. Non-attachment doesn't mean indifference or coldness. Rather, it is a way of engaging fully with life without clinging to outcomes, possessions, or even people. It means loving without grasping, achieving without seeking validation, and experiencing joy without fearing loss. The protagonist began practicing non-attachment in all aspects of life. They learned that true happiness doesn't come from owning things or holding on to others, it comes from appreciating everything as it is, without trying to control it. Non-attachment became a way of respecting the natural flow of life. When challenges arose, they approached them with an open heart, knowing that even difficulties were fleeting and could teach valuable lessons, compassion as the foundation of transformation. Buddhist teachings emphasize compassion as one of the highest virtues. True transformation, the protagonist discovered, is not complete until it includes compassion for oneself and others. It's not just about personal growth, it's about cultivating kindness that extends outward. Through the journey, they develop compassion for their own struggles and imperfections, recognizing that everyone is fighting their own internal battles. This empathy naturally extended to others. They began seeing people not as obstacles or competitors but as fellow travelers on the same journey. With a compassionate heart, they found themselves naturally more patient, understanding, and gentle. Their interactions became a reflection of inner peace, as they listened deeply and offered help without expecting anything in return, trusting the wisdom within. The protagonist encountered yet another profound insight: the importance of trusting one's inner wisdom. In Zen, there is a belief that every answer, every insight we seek, already exists within us. When we quiet the mind and stop searching outside, we tap into a wellspring of wisdom that has been there all along. They realize that transformation didn't require more knowledge or external guidance, it required faith in their own understanding. By trusting this inner voice, they were able to make choices that felt true to their soul. Their journey was no longer driven by the need for approval or security but by a deeper, intuitive knowing. This trust became a guiding light, illuminating each step with clarity and confidence, discovering the joy of simplicity. As they continued on their path, the protagonist found joy in the simplest things. The Zen way emphasizes simplicity, a life uncluttered by excess or unnecessary distractions. Transformation doesn't require grand gestures, often, it's about simplifying, cutting away the excess, and finding contentment in what remains. They began to let go of possessions that no longer served them, reduce commitments that drained their energy, and limit relationships that felt insincere. In their newfound simplicity, they discovered a richness of experience. A meal shared with mindfulness, a walk in nature, a moment of stillness, these small joys became immensely fulfilling. They realized that simplicity brought clarity, and clarity brought peace, the art of acceptance. As their journey neared its end, the protagonist encountered one final teaching: the art of acceptance. Buddhist philosophy emphasizes accepting life as it is, without resisting or wishing it to be different. True peace, they learned, comes from embracing both joys and sorrows with equanimity. They practiced accepting every moment as a gift, whether it was pleasant or challenging. Through acceptance, they found freedom from disappointment and frustration. No longer did they resist change or cling to comfort, instead, they allowed life to unfold, trusting in its natural rhythm. This acceptance became a powerful tool for transformation, enabling them to flow with life rather than struggle against it, the return to stillness. After months of inner exploration, the protagonist reached a state of profound stillness. This wasn't the absence of thoughts or emotions but a steady calm that remained unshaken by external events. In Zen, stillness is often seen as the ultimate form of wisdom, a deep, quiet knowing that transcends words. In this stillness, they found themselves fully present and fully alive. Every breath, every sensation, and every interaction was imbued with a sense of wonder. The self they had once known had dissolved, leaving only a quiet, radiant awareness. They had disappeared not in body but in ego, allowing their true self, pure, compassionate, and wise, to shine through, rejoining the world. Finally, it was time to rejoin the world, but now with a transformed heart and mind. The protagonist returned to daily life, no longer burdened by roles, expectations, or attachments. They moved with a gentle confidence, offering kindness without agenda, working with dedication but without stress. and loving others without dependency. This return wasn't an end to the journey, it was the beginning of a new way of being. The world appeared different, not because it had changed but because their perception had shifted. They found beauty in the ordinary and peace in the unpredictable. Transformation, they realized, wasn't a destination but a way of living, a continuous unfolding of their authentic self. Conclusion: the journey never ends. In this story of disappearing and transforming, we see that the journey is both timeless and universal. We all hold the power to shed the layers that no longer serve us and to rediscover the quiet strength within. This journey is a path of courage, compassion, and wisdom, grounded in the principles of Zen and Buddhist philosophy. By choosing to disappear from the distractions, the fears, and the false identities, we create space for our true self to emerge. This self is not bound by ego or expectations, it is a reflection of pure awareness, compassion, and joy. And in this state of being, we can navigate life with a sense of peace, purpose, and inner freedom. To disappear and transform oneself is, in the end, to embrace life in its fullest form, to be here, now, fully alive and fully present, in harmony with the ever-changing flow of existence. This is the art of Zen, this is the path of awakening. Thanks for watching. Hope enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Just click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Also, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you'd like to see next. See you in the next video.